What's so I'm gonna read you if I can get it out. Chapter 5, An Idea for Lucy. And if you haven't heard the other chapters, go back and read or listen to them first and then come to this one. And yeah, we'd been in our home about 10 days or so. A few days ago, my family and I checked out the town and went for some drives through the countryside just to get the lay of the land, as my dad liked to say. I still feel about sad. I still feel sad about leaving my old friends. When Mom gave me some computer time, I'd emailed back and forth with some of them. I'd also sent Petra an email to let her know I was starting to work on our new training schedule. Both Lucy and I have been really busy. My sister started working every morning at the dress shop, and I've been spending most of my time with Corbell, except for the first time when Dad dropped me off. I'd been riding my bike over to the stables. Mom and Dad aren't able to drive me very often. Mom had to leave early each morning to drive or take the train to work in New York City. Dad works from home, but brings Lucy back and forth to her job in town. It's great to be able to be at the stables every day so I can focus on getting Corbell and myself ready to the competition. I had been thinking about this for months, ever since my parents first got in touch with Tamara's mom, and we chose to bring Corbell to Round the Ring stables. We reviewed their safety rules and agreed to them all. Tamara's mom explained that I am old enough to ride on my own with a little supervision. I promised to always let an instructor know when Corbell and I would be in the ring so someone could keep an eye on us. Last week, the day after I arrived, the head instructor, Nora, met with me and went over all the safety rules again. She invited me to join any of the group lessons. And I explained that I might, but that Petra and I had also set up a simple training program that Corbell and I could do on our own. So I spent that first week settling Corbell in. This week I began to practice with her in Ring B, preparing for the show. I remember Petra first explaining dressage to me as sort of like a dance routine. A rider and her horse do a set pattern or moments. For example, we walk, trout, canter, and halt in circles, straight lines, or even on diagonals. I don't know, some kind of word. Diagonals. Letters and numbers placed along the sides and ends on the ring help the writer keep track of where and when to do the movements. That's what Corbell and I are beginning to work hard at now, learning the patterns in some competition tests and doing them as perfectly as we can. We end up by walking down the center lane toward the judges. Then we halt in a skull. I keep a copy of the exact movements in my pocket, so if I need a reminder, I can peek at them as I ride, but I'll have to memorize them in time for the show. I work on the memorizing in between riding Corbell during this time. I also groom her, clean her saddle, and monk out her stall. Sometimes I sit and read in the stable while she's resting. I also have a book with me, often a story about a horse or a dog or one of my dresses. Dress age book several times a day. I check in with the instructors, and they're really encouraging. They watch me when I ride and comment on my riding style or try to give me tips. Also, the owner's daughter, Tamara, has asked me a few times if I need help with anything, which was really nice of her. When I wasn't sure, I said, "No, Corbell is so calm and experienced. She and I learned the basics of our dressage test with Petra, and we're doing okay practicing on our own. I'm a bit anxious about remembering the dressage dance from beginning to end without forgetting any of it, and doing the movements just right. But I shouldn't really need anyone to help me with that. Tamara seems so. Tamara seems so. Something, and so confident that I kind of don't want her to know I feel uncertain about the test. Silly of me, but that's just me. A few days ago, I was surprised to see Lucy arrive at the stable with Mom. Lucy told me she wanted to watch me train for a bit, and she did watch, but then she headed over to Ring C to watch the Therbet THERAPEUTIC writing class. I was surprised to see Tamara there too, helping out. Today, Dad brought Lucy by the stables again. I just finished my ride, so I put Corbell in her stall, but put away her tag and went to say hi to my sister. She was learning on the rail at Ring C, watching the Therapeutic riding again. There were horses with riders of all different ages. Three people walked with each horse, one leading the horse and two others walking on either side of the rider. One person seemed to be the instructor. She talked a lot and demonstrated the activities. Two of the riders began following the instructor's action, holding their hands out wide to the side. The other riders were holding hoops. They held them out to the side with one hand, and then above their hands with two hands. Tamara was in the ring, holding an extra hoop. When one of the riders dropped a hoop, Tamara hurried over, picked it up, and handed it to the rider's instructor. Just then the lesson finished up. Tamara saw us, waved, and came over. All these kids have some kind of cognitive, physically or emotional, special needs. That's my brother. Huh? Writing Adobe, ADOBE, and she proudly the movement of the horse helps him in lots of ways, like with balance and coordination, and he's learning to communicate with the horse. Lucy sighed. I wish I could ride, she said, which surprised me totally. Well, why don't you give it a try? Asked Tamara. Lucy looked at her and then at me. Come on, Lucy, Tamara encouraged her. Why not? Lucy thought for a moment. I did too. Something bothered me about this idea. Lucy's sort of busy with other things, I explained to Tamara. She wants to be a fashion designer. She's helping out at a dress shop and she likes to spend lots of time sketching designs. And Lucy and Tamara looked at me, and little funny. As good at exercise, Lucy said slowly. You knew, no, Dad's always reminding me to exercise more. And I think it looks fun. Okay, I asked, frowning. It is fun, lots of fun. I was only trying to help. Dad came over, and right away Lucy asked him if she could try the therapeutic writing. Dad looked surprised too, but really pleased. Great idea, he said. Let's discuss it with Mom. I'm sure she'll agree. Tamara grinned. She said she did get them all the forms that they needed to fill out, and she hurried away. I headed to the stable to groom Corbell. Why do I feel worried about this? I wondered. What does it matter if Lucy wants to learn to ride? And why did it matter to me? If Tamara wasn't interested in helping Lucy learn to ride, I didn't really have time to make it feel a new friend anyway. Chapter 6, Time to Talk. Let's see how long this one is. Yeah, I know. Okay, that's it.